we do. And when the time for Christ comes, they're going to be so sorry. I am telling you, it's going to be so horrific, because it says that there'll be wailing and gnashing of teeth like never has been known. So all these life-extending peoples, and with their adrenochrome and all their things that they take to try to make themselves live longer, like real modern vampires.
I really want to talk about the targeting that goes on, and the contrived, the actual crimes against humanity, the contrived poverty, the gang stalking, the street theater, the things that even close family betraying targeted individuals, close friends betraying, their own loved ones.
Like it's a stigma, yeah. Uh-huh.
And how deep this conspiracy goes, that it's at every level of society. And I want you to talk a little bit about how they know exactly who to send in to mess with you, to handle you.
Oh, absolutely. Well, it's like, I don't know I think that we know things innately, spiritually, as they do. And there's methodology that goes way beyond what we even think. And sure, it's AI and whatnot, but I think it's also intricately interwoven with the spiritual aspect. Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's why they called him the Prince of the Power of the Air. So see, they have a line on people, and they know, and they have also databased everything about us, all about us. They know. I am telling you, they target you during many things in your life. They target you. I'll give you, for instance, my daughter just had a baby Wednesday. Beautiful baby boy. But 2 weeks prior to her going into labor, on my feed, there was an article that came up about a young woman, approximately her age, that was totally healthy, went into labor, and hemorrhaged to death. Now, I know as a fact they were trying to traumatize me. I know it. I could feel it in my heart. And where would you come up with that article out of nowhere? All of a sudden just pops up on my page. And it's just like one of the most outrageous things you don't hear of. And then word would come to me, calamity. Something was trying to make me. So what I did is I got Brother Zeph and you and Trish and many people, and I asked for prayers, and I prayed. And there was even a chapel in the hospital where she had the baby. You won't even believe it. When I went to go in the room, so they have you pick up a phone from outside because it's locked so nobody can steal the children, take the babies out. So they have you pick up a phone and you say, I'm here for the name of the person you're there for. And then they'll unlock the door. And only until then, And so I lifted it up and I asked, and she was getting really near the end there. And they said, well, she's having a procedure right now. And my heart just sank. There's an anesthetist, the anesthesiologist there, and she's having a procedure. I said, what do you mean? They're putting it under, why? I got really scared, like there was an emergency surgery or something. And they said, well, we're not supposed to say anything, but she's having a epidural just toward the very end here. And I said, well, why didn't you say that? Well, I wasn't trying to panic you. Yes, she was. She was absolutely trying to panic me. Mm. So what I'm saying is it's like a network, and it knows what your fears are. It knows what your greatest loves are. It knows exactly what your desires of your heart are. And it will put that there to weaken you and to break you down and to pull you in, because we people such as us that really love the Lord with all our heart are powerhouses, just wheels of power. Unbelievable. I can feel it. Don't you sometimes feel that centrifugal force within you? Mm-hmm. Just like this energy you can't stop? Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that's what it is that they fear most. And so they have to try to dismantle that in some way. So they collect all this data on particularly people who are aware and awake. So you see, I see how it operates. And I've heard Zeph talk about it lightly before and mention, well, that this is it's a social experiment. It definitely is. The whole of Facebook. I mean, they'll put things that, like those stupid games to prop up your ego. Oh, you look this age. Okay, so if you do that same test 4 times, you'll get you look 35, you'll get you look 20, you'll get you look 16, 8. It's like, if they give you another answer if you're not happy with the one you got. You know, it's like, but so they get the one that they think that will appeal to you most to begin with. It's just so weird the way it's all, you know what I mean? It's really sad. And they do have databases on everybody. Some people more than others.
They do.
Yeah.
And they hack and they stalk and,
Mm-hmm.
I look at the, they post the nude or semi-nude photos of the president's wife, and they'll, completely attack her as if
she was an international model. Give me a break.
It's like, what are we, 12 years old, and we can't handle nudity? I mean,
or the human body, the beautiful form. A woman such as beautiful as her. And the thing with her is she's got such a graceful, beautiful, rhythmic kind of, it's just like if you did a painting, it isn't like she's having sex with somebody or something. She's just a beautiful woman. I mean, come on.
But porn is totally okay,
right, or underage girls. She was of age. Yeah, I know.
I mean, let's celebrate.
Well, the jealousy for that woman is just horrific. Anyway, that's what it is that look at the likes of Nancy Pelosi that looks like a drowned rat. I mean, when you've got this woman in Michael Obama, I don't mean to be mean, but if the woman is so beautiful, and when she's next to these people, they just pale so in comparison. The hatred is horrifying. And here's this man who's trying to do everything he can for this country. He's 70 plus years old, and he's a dynamo, and he's still a handsome enough man. He's over 70. Give him a break. I mean, and terrorizing him in any way they can. I just, people are so thankless. A lot of people are very thankless. They can't even begin to see, and they want to put these idiots in.
I really want to talk about the targeting and how,
Well, that's the number one targeting. You brought up Melania. Yeah,
for instance, I grew up in Los Angeles, Hollywood, California, and it's sort of like a rite of passage that you get like your headshots. And you do modeling, and you try to get into the acting business. It's just It's just something that you do when you grow up there. I mean, I'm not.
Well, and it's funny. I came from the Midwest, and I ended up doing the exact same thing. I mean, so yes, it is. That's like breathing air. There, I get it. I do. Yeah.
And my mom was very sort of. Mommy dearest type,
like a stage mom. Yeah.
And she was all into that.
Yeah.
And I guess a lot of everything was about looks. Everything was just really superficial.
Right.
And,
sad.
But I just want to talk about it's you go to these modeling agencies and you create these portfolios and you meet photographers,
right?
And then you go to these modeling agencies where you get jobs, and then it segues into like, oh, you meet a handler, and all of a sudden you're going to parties, you're meeting wealthy, it's just all sort of
I know.
And it's not like it's just at one level, it's at every level of society. So even someone like Melania Trump would be subjected to the same thing, I'm sure. It's not
oh yes, yeah.
Even I think even because I don't know, I think even Ivanka Trump modeled for Casablanca modeling agency, or John Casablanca. That was where I grew up. There's like a modeling agency in the valley where I grew up, in the girls, I think, or something. But There's
I
Jeffrey
know.
Epstein's and you know, those
All over the, yeah.
all over the place.
There's a lot of them. Yes. Yeah.
In the targeting and the gang stalking and all of it, you know, it seems to segue into, you know, drugs and human trafficking. You know, since seems to be the end of the road, or the end game, I guess you could say. But
Yeah.
I just kind of wanted to talk about that.
It just feels like it's a lot more prevalent today than it was, though. Like,
I don't know if people really understand how it all goes hand in hand.
Works together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, well, it's even worse than that, because it starts out with Disneyland and the propaganda, like Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs, 7 men and the one woman being worshipped. And you know, it's like the propaganda starts so young, you know, that women are just about looks. You know, it starts very young, and it's been going on for a long, long time, you know, and Hollywood has always been the one. I mean, even Betty Davis, when she started out, they called her the Little Brown Wren. She had brown hair, and so they bleached it. And anyway, you know, one of her early movies was one where she lived with a man, one of the first people that ever lived with a man. She did her part to tear things down. So they're all rewarded with fame if they're willing to go the distance and propagate what they want put out there, you know. Mm-hmm. And one of the first parts they wanted to give me, I remember one of the first major parts, they wanted me with Ricardo Montalban's son, and they wanted me playing somebody who broke up a family, like a prostitute, like a pretty, very, you know. Anyway, that's what they wanted one of the break-in roles to be. And it's just, to me, I realized very young how manipulative it was. You know, how very degrading and manipulative it was. From the start, I could tell. You know, it just made me feel very uneasy. And I knew within my own being that if I do this and go the way they want me to, I'm not going to be a success. I'll be a success outwardly to people's eyes, but to myself I won't be. Mm-hmm. You know, I will have failed in who I am. So, you know, I saw that really early on, and I'm thankful for that. You know, because it kept me from getting sucked in by that, just like dragged down. Because you don't win in Hollywood. Once you get in there, now your ego's addicted. And these people will do anything, you know, for their fame and money. It's pretty sad.
Well, I don't know, you know, I guess I had Sahar on the show, Shanae. Mm-hmm. She's a photojournalist. And she's talking about, you know, it's in every facet, you know, the gymnastics world, the dancing world.
Yeah, I mean, I try to get a job at what's their Safeway? Yeah, that's one of the main grocery stores down in California. Even a job at Safeway. The guy tried to take me into the break room that was hiring me and tried to get me to be friendly, to do something with him. And I said, are you kidding me right now? For a job at Safeway? If I didn't do this in Hollywood, you think I'm going to do this for you for this job? Are you kidding me? God. No, but it is. It's like, it's pathetic. Yeah. Well, but you see,
they don't call them work husbands for nothing, right?
Right. And here's the thing. What's really weird is that, well, what's really sad, I should say, is that there was a gal hired prior to me that did go that distance just for that job. Mm. See, so many people that do it make it harder on people that won't. If everybody fought it and bucked the system from the beginning, but no, they want it too bad. And a lot of people aren't raised with any moral code. So to them, success is the end all be all. You know? So they do whatever it takes.
Yeah.
Which is sad. No, I mean it. That's really it. That's the difference between everything. Because some people, their God is just money.